Hey everybody, so today I'm going to share a little bit with you about why we chose sheep as our first animals on the homestead. Even back in Florida, we had sheep before we had these sheep before we even got chickens. The reason we chose sheep as the livestock animal of choice to begin with is because, quite frankly, my husband and I were not ready to take on cattle. Cattle are very large, they require a lot of grass, and if not managed properly, losing a cow is extremely expensive. So for us, getting sheep made more sense because if you lose a sheep, you're not losing as much in the way of meat or even in the way of profit from being able to sell an animal. So we decided to go with sheep. The sheep we did go with are Florida cracker sheep. They are a wool sheep. So we do have to shear them, but Florida cracker sheep in general are actually incredibly as a breed, parasite resistant. So that is one reason why we chose this breed, because these sheep were actually brought over with, this breed anyway, were brought over with the Spanish in the 1500s to Florida. So these sheep as a whole have been bred to basically free range on Florida swampland and are very hardy because they're used to a lot of water, a lot of wetness, and all sorts of fun stuff that you can find in the Florida swamps. So we have had these sheep now since 2014. Now all of these sheep are descendants from the original flock. The original flock we got, actually the last one just died from old age just a few weeks ago. And she was, gosh, had to be about 11 years old, which is much older than what these sheep normally live to. So she was a good old girl. But we did breed some of these sheep with Katahdins, which are hair sheep. So some of these sheep are cracker Katahdin mixes. We did that on purpose so that some of them had a little less wool, so they were a little bit easier to manage in the summertime. But yeah, these are our crackers. We chose them because, like I said, they are good livestock animals. They do produce a good amount of meat as an adult or even a lamb, and they are a lot easier to manage than, say, like cattle or goats and things like that. You can milk sheep. We have never milked ours, but there are certain breeds of sheep that you can milk. So you can get sheep milk from them as well, just like you would with a goat. But yeah, guys, this is our flock. Right now we have 14. There are another 13 in Florida still with my father-in-law. And he's keeping that half of the flock because he did go in on the flock when we originally got them with my husband. So half the flock is his and half the flock is ours. But you can see we got some lambs in here too. And this big old fluffy girl right here in the front. They will be getting sheared in the next couple of weeks, which will be a fun process because we have not sheared our sheep in quite a while. But they're going to get sheared. Another great thing with these sheep, actually, that I do want to point out, we have not wormed or done anything with any of these sheep since we got them. So we do breed for parasite resistance. And for the sheep to be able to give birth on their own. We have never helped a sheep lamb at all. All our girls have birthed naturally on their own, and we're really proud of that, actually. We've never taken them to a vet. We've never had to cut their hooves because we don't feed them feed of any kind. They're strictly grass-fed. And it does cause, in some sense, we have had quite a few that have died from parasites and things like that because we haven't done anything with them. But we are breeding them for that reason. So all the adult sheep that you see here, nothing has ever been done to them. Their parents never had anything done to them. So these sheep are alive and well, and some of them are 4 or 5 years old going on with no dewormer, no nothing ever going into their bodies. So we're breeding for a really hardy flock, and we're pretty happy with how they've been turning out and how they've been doing as sheep as a whole. But Florida cracker sheep are great sheep to have, y'all. Obviously in Oklahoma, you're not necessarily going to find these very easily, but as a whole, you do try to want to find sheep that are pretty parasite resistant, because that is a big thing with dealing with sheep is parasites, and then also the way you feed them and rotate them and everything like that. But that's for another video, guys. So just wanted to let you know this is why we chose sheep. They're a little bit easier than cows, and it's also a good flock to work with as a whole. So hope y'all have a great day.